Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nick here from the Daily Gunner. I keep on getting a lot of questions about this rifle right here. So I figured I'd do a quick little video on it, let you guys know what it is and all that good stuff. This right here is a Yugoslavian RPK, chambered in 7.62 by 39. It's a great rifle, probably the best AK type rifle that I've owned to date. It's the one rifle that I will never get rid of. At some point or another, I've probably sold every variation of every gun that I've ever owned to acquire something else because I'm broke. So, but this is the one that's always made the cut. I even had a really nice Remington 700 SPS tack that I did sell with a beautiful loophole Mark IV scope on it, and this rifle stayed. It's sitting on a Century Arms milled receiver, 1.5 millimeters thick, so it's nice and sturdy. It's got a Yugoslavian barrel, the machine gun type. It's rather heavy. It's not the lightest rifle that you'll ever own, but it takes any magazine that I've purchased, all the steel magazines and all that stuff. It never has any problems. I know some people own Segas and they only like certain types of magazines, but this thing will take anything that you put into it, up to and including a 75 round drum magazine, which only makes it weigh all the more. However, the rifle is really good, and the reason I like it so much is that it is a very, very accurate rifle for an AK-47 type. I talked about how sturdy it was, and it is a very, very sturdy rifle. It's just like any other AK out there, but I like it a lot more than the others. Yugos are notorious for being really good, solid rifles. They do use that thicker milled receiver instead of the stamp type. But the one flaw that I did have with it, you can check out the video right here, and it'll show you how to fix the flaw, but it's on the inside and it's with the shepherd's hook, and I just recently replaced that for about $5 with a metal plate, and now I don't have to worry about any of these pins coming out or any of that stuff. So that's definitely a worthwhile investment. So I suggest that you take the time to go over to ak-builder.com and get that retainer plate. It'll save you a lot of heartache in the long run. But anyway, more about this rifle. The finish is done custom by me. When I first got it, it was just a blonde wood, and I redid the finish and I stamped my airborne wings into it right there. But this rifle sits up on the mantle. This is my mantle gun, and more than sitting on top of the mantle, I take it out and I shoot it pretty frequently. It's got a chrome bolt carrier and chrome bolt. The extended selector switch right here makes it easy to manipulate with your index finger, so that always helps out. Another great thing that I do like about it is it's got this bipod that's permanently attached right here, so it's very easy to take it and set it on a surface, you know, out of the range or something, get a good steady platform and shoot from there. I do like that feature about it, and it just folds right up and basically becomes part of the rifle. So if you're in the market for an AK type rifle, I mean, if you're willing to spend a little bit of extra money to get one of these Yugo models and get the this is actually called a Yugo M72, but it's an RPK. I suggest that you go for this guy right here. I mean, unless you're looking for something really short that's close quarters, you know, then you're looking at the AK pistol variants and the folding stock AKs. But these are sturdy. These are really, really sturdy. You can pretty much make it look however you want it to. Most of the parts that come that'll fit AKs, like grips up in the front and stocks for the rear, for the most part are interchangeable. If they aren't, it takes a very, very limited knowledge to be able to actually fit those parts to the gun. So good, great rifle, sturdy, solid. You can beat this thing to death. I could run it over with my truck all day and nothing would happen to it. And it's also got the windage adjustment here on the rear sight, so you can actually adjust your windage right there on the back, and you don't have to mess around with pushing the front sight at all. You can do it all from the rear. Plus the standard AK sights slide up and down to get your elevation. But just an absolute tack driver of a rifle, especially for an AK variant. My AR-15 was only slightly more accurate than this rifle right here is. It takes heat really well. I've literally sat down and pulled the trigger on this thing until the barrel was basically glowing, and it takes it just fine. It's solid, it's sturdy, it's got a heavy barrel on it, designed for high rates of sustained fire. So that's always a good thing to have. Bump firing it, it's got a Tapco G2 trigger on the inside, and I'm actually able to bump fire from the shoulder with limited effort, and that's because the weight of the rifle, it carries really nicely from the shoulder. So that Tapco G2, if you don't have one of those in your AK rifle, you should buy one, and they help eliminate a lot of that trigger slap that happens, especially with your Romanian versions. I had a Romanian AK that was just absolutely the worst. I could shoot that thing for maybe 180 rounds, 200 rounds a day, and boy, I'd have a bruise on my finger right from where I was pulling the trigger. It just slapped so hard. But those Tapco G2s are really good at eliminating that to nothing. And they're nice. I think it's about a 3 to 4 pound pull on the trigger. So it's got a nice clean break on it, easy to pull. And it's really good for bump firing if your range allows you to do that, or if you have a place where you can go shoot out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have to worry about somebody complaining about you doing it. Great rifles to do that on. Of course, nowadays with the cost of ammo, unless you're reloading, bump firing really isn't a good idea. But just make sure if you are doing that sort of stuff that you are doing it in a safe area, and that you're not putting anybody at risk. But again, I cannot recommend enough Yugoslavian AK or Yugoslavian M72 RPK type rifles. These things are great. Like I've said a million times, tack driver for an AK. And so yeah, everybody been asking me about the rifle, what it is, and how's it different from regular AK. So I figured I'd just give you a quick rundown. Hope you enjoy the video. If you do, rate, comment, subscribe. Up in that corner right there, if you click that little button, that'll subscribe you to the channel. You just got to click OK when it takes you to the next page. And we really appreciate it. Drop some comments down in the bottom if you want to know more about this particular rifle, and I'll be happy to answer your questions for you. You can send me a message, anything like that. Be sure to check out our page on Facebook at www.facebook.com/thedailygunner, and also follow us on Twitter at @thedailygunner. And look forward to making some more videos for you guys. This was just a real quick. People have been asking me about it, so I figured I'd make a video for you. So hope you enjoyed it. Again, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you with the next video.